Good afternoon, and thank you everybody for joining us for the Cogint presentation. My name is Derek Dubner, and I'm the CEO of Cogint. Cogint trades on the NASDAQ stock market under the symbol COGT. Moving to slide 2, these are just some forward-looking statements that you should take the time to review, please. Slide 3, a bit about our company. We are a data and analytics company, and we provide cloud-based, mission-critical information and performance marketing solutions to a wide variety of industries. In Q3, we reported revenues in excess of $52 million, with adjusted EBITDA of $3.2 million. We have approximately 200 employees spread at 3 offices around the country. Most of them are in Lower Manhattan, where we have our marketing division. As well, we have certain employees in South Florida, and our technology team in our big data analytics department is based in Seattle, our Seattle office. We reported revenues in 2015 in excess of $140 million. We have approximately 400 plus owned media properties where we interact with consumers on a daily basis, collecting self-reported information, which powers a segment of our technology platform. In that platform, we house and fuse data on over 95% of the U.S. consumer population. Revenues reported in Q3 were a greater than 27% increase over Q2, and we have about 2,000 clients to date. A bit about the company. Our management team has a proven growth track record in the data fusion space. Data fusion is a subset of big data, a term we all know very well. In big data, we aggregate billions of records, structured and unstructured data sets, often disparate data, and we fuse that data together to create a comprehensive view of individuals, their businesses, and their assets. And we deliver that to many markets, many industries, in order to deliver a real-time solution for such products as due diligence, managing risk, legislative compliance, asset recovery, and gaining customers and increasing ROI. This team has developed the 2 leading companies in the risk management space, a division of our company where we compete today in risk management. Our 2 companies that we created in the past, we sold to very large companies for close to $1 billion in the aggregate. And Cogint is our re-entry into the marketplace, where with our IDI division, Interactive Data Intelligence, we compete in that risk management space. As well, we have a marketing side of the business, which I'll get to shortly. We are in a massive high-growth market, catalyzed by sector tailwinds in data analytics across all of these industries. And we have built a transformative and innovative and highly scalable technology platform with which we aggregate this data, we fuse with the proprietary algorithms, and we continue to fuel that platform with additional data so that we can build a holistic view of the consumer as we move forward. As I just mentioned, we have this massive proprietary database. It is unique, it's highly differentiated in the way that we marry transactional data. By transactional data, I mean data that we all leave our digital footprint in society, purchasing homes, renting homes, marrying, divorces, bankruptcies, liens, judgments, purchasing and selling assets, planes, cars, boats, bankruptcies, etc. And we marry that data with self-reported data, where we have consumers, as I mentioned, engaging with our many owned media properties, where they complete surveys and other ways of aggregating data, where we dynamically and algorithmically populate these surveys, whether we've seen the consumer once or we're seeing them for the first time or once again, and we want to learn more about that consumer. And that data continues to be the lifeblood of our platform, which powers our solutions. It's really our ability to build real-time audiences for any company in any segment. We have this people-based platform, which I've spoken about. It's used in the advertising side of the business, the marketing side of the business, for omni-channel marketing, really in any avenue, in any way. primarily mobile first, which we know is a key differentiator in the market. We have a large installed base of blue chip customers. And of course, we have an attractive financial profile with multiple levers of growth, which we will get to. Moving to slide 5, our vision. As I mentioned, our vision is to take disparate data sources and we fuel our platform. The platform we have built, our Seattle technology team has built under the leadership of our Chief Science Officer, Ole Polson. He is one of the fathers of data fusion in big data. He built those 2 legacy platforms I spoke of that we sold to very large companies. And he has built our next generation platform, which we term Core. That platform is data and industry agnostic. So we can layer that platform over our own internal data, where we can serve up solutions to various industries. We can pull out very highly regulated, federally regulated data from that platform so that we can go from a top-tier bank, which we serve, all the way down to another industry that wouldn't have the permissible use of that data. And then we can also fuel that platform with marketing data, where we can serve advertisers. Moving to slide 6, a bit more of our platform, where what we say we combine the best of both worlds. As I mentioned, our platform Core is our platform where we serve the risk management industry. This is a solution that we present these real-time views of consumers to the likes of banks, law enforcement and government, insurance, collections, retail for point of sale verification at e-commerce sites, legal, and others. And on the right side of the platform, we took the acquisition engine. It's our very unique and proprietary engine where we drive consumers, as I mentioned, off of their internet connected devices and down into our funnel, so to speak, down to our media properties through various attractive offers, maybe jobs in your local area, or you and 3 friends to the Super Bowl that you may see on Facebook, which would drive you down to one of our media properties, or savings or free offers, and many others. And where we interact with consumers and we continue to learn about that consumer, and then we drive all that data into our engine. Slide 7 is a good illustration of the platform, where you'll see on the left side of the funnel, we collect and we aggregate public record data. That data may be collected from credit bureaus, departments of motor vehicles, other private data aggregators, courthouses, and the like. We will get data such as I mentioned, bankruptcies, liens, judgments, criminal histories as well. We collect publicly available data. That might be any data on the internet, social media data, and other data from various websites. And we create our own data by fusing data together with our proprietary algorithms, where we create unique data. We create connections that are otherwise unattainable from just a simple view of data. For example, knowing that a purchaser within a large Fortune 500 company who spent $1 million for that company in a given month, that purchaser acquired from a vendor where the purchaser had a brother-in-law as an officer of that vendor. It is those connections that we seek to ferret out or deliver to our customers for anti-fraud activities, anti-money laundering activities, and various other fraud prevention, identity authentication, and other uses. Other data sets we collect on the marketing side of the business are behavioral data, demographic data, of course, name, address, and other key personally identifiable information, ethnographic data, likes, dislikes, purchase behavior, and of course, metadata, your device ID, your browser, who your carrier is. All of these data points individually are interesting, but when combined for a purpose are extremely intuitive, and we deliver better solutions at real time for all of our customers. That data goes through the funnel where we assimilate it for modeling, where we have a data fusion layer, and that's really where the magic happens, so to speak. And then we have government, regulatory, and compliance controls, as I spoke of, where we would mask data. So certain data, highly sensitive, would go out to a top-tier banking customer, and other data might not and would go out to, instead, a top ride-sharing company, but would need the most sensitive federally regulated data. That data then powers those solutions I spoke of to the risk management industry, retail, and healthcare, just to name a few. Slide 8 is the network effect. Again, a bit about our unique and proprietary model. Again, driving that data into the funnel, so to speak, that I've spoken about, where we build our profiles and we deliver to various industries, powering these engines we have on both sides of our platform, and delivering online sales to top-tier customers such as Build Direct, Shoe Carnival, and others, and also to drive certain activities, sort of a call to action on the marketing side of our business, whether that be downloading an app of a customer or filling out a survey or joining a newsletter, wherever that call to action might be for the advertiser. As I mentioned, we're in very large and expanding markets. We know that the internet advertising market today is a $59 billion plus industry. And we know today the risk and analytics space is in excess of $8 billion. Give us a total service addressable market today of in excess of $67 billion. And when you account for the growth over the expected growth over the next few years, we encounter a total addressable long-term market of in excess of $655 billion with many great growth drivers to our business. We all know online retail is a huge catalyst, return on spend, omni-channel consumers, those individuals we live and die by our cell phones that we're on for everything we do, and the rapid adoption of these mobile devices that will only continue. As well, on the growth drivers on the risk space, the migration to the cloud is truly transformative. The proliferation of data, we know that from the early days when we created our first successful companies in this space, the proliferation of data has changed the landscape from the expansion of mobile data, e-commerce data, social media data. In the year 2000, your landline was an interesting data point. Today, it's just about irrelevant as an example. Today, it's about your cell phone number, it's about your email address, and it's about who you associate with. And again, the need for actionable intelligence. In the big data space, we hear from time and time again, companies are swimming in data that they're unable to glean intelligence from, and we have the ability to take our platform and layer it over end users' data, those large Fortune 500, where they can layer our platform. We'll build intelligent applications for them to look into their data, and we'll fuse their disparate data so that they can glean answers to solve their complex problems. A bit of the product overview, which I've already referenced on slide 10. We break out our business into two segments, information services and performance marketing. And the information services side of the business, it is our primary investigative system, which we call IDI Core. IDI stands for Interactive Data Intelligence. And that's IDI Core, where we deliver our risk solutions to those markets that I spoke of. As well, from the marketing side of the business, a segment of information services are data acquisition solutions. Much about what I talked about, where we drive consumers down into our funnel. Nobody can drive real-time consumers to an advertiser at scale the way our marketing business can. Our primary brand there is Fluent, a well-known performance-based, data-driven marketing company. And on the performance marketing side of the business, that is sort of what we spoke about earlier on. These are performance-based parts of the marketing side of the business where there's some call to action. So our advertisers pay us to drive consumers that are looking for their products to them directly. So we might deliver a customer over who might download an app, sign up for that newsletter, and they only pay for measurable results, those conversions that we know we get them customers. Moving to slide 11, a differentiated mobile-first approach in our marketing business. 80% of consumers who interact with us interact through mobile. We know that to be a game changer when you look at the leading companies in the space, including Facebook. Just driving down any city street today and looking around, and you can see consumers are constantly staring down at their mobile devices. And with that, we are interacting with them, delivering that consumer to those top-tier advertisers. We're generating 700,000 plus survey respondents on a daily basis to our owned media properties. That is generating 5 million plus compiled responses every single day. We now have a massive database of consumers, of self-reported data, of over 120 million consumers, including 150 million unique email addresses across 63 million households. Moving to slide 12, a bit of our large global Fortune 500 client base. Cheap Flights, Western Union, Finish Line, of course, Shoe Carnival, and others that I mentioned earlier. A Western Union is a perfect example of a company that can utilize both of our solutions and other solutions on that side of the business for compliance with Know Your Customer regulations under the Patriot Act, for identity authentication, and for other solutions in both in all of their collections markets, in their legal departments, in their finance arms, and others, while also a top-tier advertiser for the marketing side of the business. Moving to slide 13, just a bit of an example of a couple of examples of success stories. That Western Union that I spoke of, they needed to drive more consumer engagement, more awareness of their money transmission services for Western Union. And so as we drive those consumers through our funnel, we can simply ask various questions where we know they would be an interested customer. For example, do they have a bank account? Do they have relatives overseas? Have they used money transmission services before? And we had 8 times the improvement in open rates and other engagements for Western Union. And that was a very successful campaign and a relationship that we have ongoing. The same is true for Verdi Energy and others. A key differentiator that I mentioned briefly in our marketing business is that we are performance-based. Measurability is a key to that market. Advertisers know they must spend in the digital marketplace, and if they're going to spend in either a strong economy or a weak economy, they're going to spend dollars where they know they get a return on their investment. So much so that many of our advertisers have no budget with us. It is an uncapped budget. They have told us unequivocally, deliver me more of those consumers that you've given me that I know convert, and I will pay for them, as many as you can get me. So we've had tremendous success, especially in the gig economy, in ride sharing, in food delivery, and other services. We are not only finding consumers to download those apps and become customers, but we're also having tremendous success finding drivers for those various services. We know who those consumers are. We know that they own their own car. We know they love to make their own hours because they engage with us. And those are key conversions for our top tier advertisers. Moving to slide 14, quick visual since 2014 of significant what we call land and expand. We get customers in the door. These are our top 20 customers. And what this demonstrates is that once they spend with us, they realize they're getting results and they continue to spend with us. We have in excess of 90% customer retention, and we're very proud of that. Slide 15, our leadership position. As I've mentioned, we have many differentiators. One, we are pioneers in the data fusion industry. We've done this before. It's a business model that's proven, and all we do is we have to execute it, which we are doing. We have a massive data repository, extremely unique, highly valuable, and highly differentiated. Against transactional data that we house within our cloud environment, along with a massive, unique first-party data set of self-reported data from consumers. When we marry that data, we have better intelligence on consumers than we believe than any company out there in our space. We layer proprietary machine learning algorithms across our data so we can identify and segment not only those best customers for our advertisers, but we can uncover fraud and abuse and reduce the cost of doing business on our risk management side of the business. These are solutions that are tried and true. They're tested. We know that our insurance companies, our banks, our collection firms throughout our past love our products, and they're very excited about what we've built today. Omni-channel campaign execution and that mobile-first approach. Again, very unique, and mobile is what drives our marketing side of our business, and the ability to deliver holistic and comprehensive views of consumers. As to the competitive landscape, our competitors in purely the risk management side of the business are Reed Elsevier Group or Relics Group. We sold our first company to Relics Group for $775 million. Also a competitor in the risk management space, Thomson Reuters. Purely in the marketing side of the business, a pure play marketing competitor for its attributes would be a Criteo for the marketing side. But when you look at us as a data and analytics company in a comprehensive way, then competitors in our space are Axiom and Alliance Data. Moving to slide 16, just a bit about some of the attributes of our company. Again, we're cloud-based. We are payment card industry compliant with extraordinary speed, greater than 4 nines of service uptime. We have a sub 250 millisecond search, more than real time, of our solutions to glean intelligence into consumers. 6 data centers across the country, proprietary algorithms, as mentioned, and over 5 million consumer responses every day. As we said, we fuel this platform. Slide 17, just briefly, we're built out our inside sales environment where we're going to all of our verticals and delivering our solutions as we have in the past. We know these customers. We've been dealing with them for 17 years now, and they know us, and they're very excited about what we've built and what we continue to build. This is an evolution of our solutions. They continue to get better and better, and we get further ingrained in the workflow of our customers on a daily basis. We use strategic sales. We have distributors, resellers, and other strategic partnerships. And of course, our marketing efforts. As we've done in the past, we are at all the collections and other vertical trade shows. We are in their blogs. And of course, we meet and greet and we know our customers on a regular basis. Slide 18. Our growth strategy going forward will continue to execute as we are. We're firing on all cylinders. We just executed our strongest quarter. The fourth quarter, as far as seasonality goes, fourth and first quarter are our strongest periods on the marketing side of the business. Very excited about where the business is going right now. We're adding new customers and new verticals. We're upselling within those. We're increasing our channels. On the marketing side of the business, we've proven the model and it's growing. We have in our roadmap to expand internationally, and that's probably a late-term 17 initiative for us. We will make selective acquisitions from time to time, as we have in the past, but only where it makes sense from a shareholder value perspective. And of course, we have various industry-specific initiatives. This is the leadership team, particularly proud of various parties. I've mentioned Ole Poulsen, our Chief Science Officer, a fellow I go back to 1999 with in developing these companies, along with our chairman, Mr. Browser, also a founder of these companies. An excellent team, Ryan Schulke and Matt Conlon running the marketing business. And recently we added Harry Jordan, the Chief Operating Officer of the company. He left the previous company, Reed Elsevier, LexisNexis. As I mentioned, they acquired our first company. Harry ran that acquisition of our company and then ran the company. And so we're thrilled he's joined us as our Chief Operating Officer. I should also mention that Dr. Philip Frost, Chairman and CEO of OPCO Health, is a founder of our company and our largest shareholder. And some brief financial highlights: strong existing revenue streams. As I mentioned, 95% of our revenue is from existing customers, and we have an over 90%, 92% revenue retention. So long-term customer loyalty, a highly scalable business model with annualized revenue of approximately $1 million per employee. Today, the marketing side of the business is the lion's share of our business, with margins in the range of 28 to 32%. However, the information services side of the business, in our risk management space, we left our development mode in 2015 and are now in our sales-driven mode and are very excited. That is a fixed cost model. We have fixed cost on data that we aggregate and the technology we build. And the 2 previous companies we built at maturity have margins in excess of 70 to 80% at maturity. So you can expect that as the risk management side of our business grows from here, you will see our gross profit margins increasing significantly on a consolidated basis. That is the attractive margin profile and low capital intensity, as we've left our fixed cost portion of the business and now we are running fast. We have a strong balance sheet. It's a capital efficient business model. We have adequate cash reserves to continue to fund the business and operate the business. Well capitalized and effective working capital management. Slide 21, excuse me. And that concludes the presentation for today. Again, thank you for your time, and we will now turn it over to Q&A.
Okay, we're now opening the line for our Q&A session with Cogint, ticker symbol COGT on the NASDAQ. And with us today, we have CEO Derek Dubner. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Glad to have you, and I have a few minutes, so we'll just jump right into the questions. Can you talk a little bit about the overall market size and what your market penetration is today versus what you think some of the longer-term expectations are?
Sure. So we presently serve various markets in two industries. One is big data analytics, and the other is the consumer marketing space. Our serviceable addressable market on the risk and analytics space today is approximately $8 billion, and on the consumer marketing side of the business is approximately $59 billion. So you can tell that we have a total serviceable market that's very significant. We started this company in 2014. This management team has created the leaders in the big data analytics space over the last 15 years, as I mentioned in my presentation, and we're very successful in selling those to very large data and analytics companies. And today we are running very quickly and servicing that data and analytics space. The larger part of our business is clearly in the consumer marketing side today, but as we continue to evolve, you will see the risk and analytics side of the business grow significantly as we turn from the last year and a half of being more of a development stage analytic company to a services-driven business. And we expect to take significant market share. If you look at the trends and the compound annual growth rate over the next several years, you see through 2020 a total addressable market of approximately $650 billion. So we have an enormous opportunity that lies ahead.
Thank you, Derek. And you touched on this a little bit a second ago, but can you talk a little bit about your competitive advantages in the industry?
Sure, absolutely. So today we have a very unique and differentiated platform that we have built. As I mentioned, this team, including our Chief Science Officer, who is a brilliant programmer responsible for being the systems architect of the two legacy platforms that we created and sold to those data companies that I mentioned for close to $1 billion in the aggregate. This gentleman and our Seattle-based technology team embarked on building our platform for this company. We termed that platform Core, along with another part of our platform, which is the Agile Acquisition Engine on the marketing side of the business. This is a cloud-based platform driven by machine learning. We aggregate billions and billions of records, disparate, structured and unstructured data sets from many, many sources. We have coverage within our database on over 95% of the U.S. population. But a very unique attribute of this platform is our interactions with consumers off of their connected devices down to our owned media properties, where consumers engage with us and provide self-reported information, anywhere from their identifying information all the way to survey questions about their likes and dislikes, things they like to purchase, medical conditions, and other attributes that are very key data points that we fuse together. So we have a very unique asset in our platform, and our ability to build custom audiences for advertisers in the Fortune 500 and around the country is not only unique, but it's one that we believe can't be duplicated. Nobody can drive consumers in the market at massive scale to an advertiser the way we can, as well as the ability to deliver solutions in real time off of our platform to many industries, banking, legal, collections, law enforcement, and government, and the ability for them to solve their complex problems by knowing all they have to about a consumer, their businesses, and their assets in real-time fashion.
Thank you, Derek. And that actually takes us to our allotted time. For our viewers, we were just talking with Derek Dubner, CEO of Cogint. The ticker symbol is COGT. Again, that's COGT on the NASDAQ.